Dignids, welcome to another vintage video. Today we're going to play some prison shops. Bazaar of Baghdad's been struggling, so we're going to go for a mix-up. And this is a list that user Munchlax used to win a challenge recently. I think they won it. So, general idea is we use the very powerful land of Mishra's Workshop, or Ancient Tomb, which produce multiple manas each time you tap them, to ramp out some like lock effects. So Sphere of Resistance is Sphere of Resistance I don't know. You can push out some spheres, they'll make your opponent's spells cost more. Null Rod means their Moxon doesn't work. Trinosphere's another one in here. Lodestone Golem. Khan's another Null Rod. And basically just make it harder for our opponent to play the game. Vexing Bauble can do that. Soul Guide Lantern, if you're against Bazaar, can do that. Wasteland Crucible means they can't develop out from underneath the spheres. And then we've got 4 Nettle Cysts, 1 Lodestone, 3 Golos, which can close out the game alongside 4 Urza's Sagas. We've got some Silver Bullet lands and Inventor's Fair, Caracas, which can bounce our Golos or their Atraxa. Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale to wrath the Bazaar decks. Yeah. Oh, there's a Shadow Spear as well. Okay. And that can, I guess, race quite well. Mystic Forge. Nice bit of card advantage. So, that's the deck. That's what we're going to play. Post board, we've got 4 Archive Traps, because I guess we can't beat Doomsday. 4 Grafdigger's Cage, because we can't beat Oath historically. Disruptor Flute, I'll need to read. And then 2 Worm Coils, and a Mycosynth Lattice. So let's read Disruptor Flute quickly. 2 mana flash, enter special with name a card. Spells with the chosen name cost 3 more to cast. Activate abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated. Okay, so that locks down a Bazaar. But do we need stuff for Bazaar? We're already so good against Bazaar, so what else would that be against? I guess we bring that in against Bug and just name like Energy Flux or something. Or Force of Vigor. Now, Force of Vigor doesn't work because that still pitches. We'll see if something comes up. But this is the deck. One of the major decks in the metagame. It's pretty good fun to play because it's always just that puzzle of how do I stop them from getting back into the game. And yeah, using these like Lotus lands and Soul lands to power out log pieces and try and use that sort of, I guess, tempo or disruptive element to develop a threat and close out the game. I'll see you for round 1. Okay, round 1, we're up against Lord of Life Gain. We've got an interesting one. What can we do? Turn 1 land Mox Sphere. Turn 2 Waste You or Saga You. Is this the sort of shit I'm supposed to keep and just cope with, or is this supposed to be a mulligan? Like, my lands are very good, right? We're up against Lord of Life Gain's usually a bug gamer. I don't know. I'm going to keep it. I'm not sure if it's very good. But we have got a turn 1 sphere. So there's that. Verdant Catacombs. That gets around a sphere quite well, doesn't it? Tropic Island. Many Manas. Oko Thief of Crowns. Food. Okay then. Well, that's gone poorly. Do we play a Needle main deck? Right, no main deck Needle means that Oko is just here. How many cards have I got? 4. Let's cast a Mox Jet. And then I think I'll just play Saga. Pray for no Vigor. That was really poor sequencing. Or is it fine? It doesn't matter, right? And now we'll play a Sphere. And I think the idea here is going to be to somehow tab away all their foods, but we just actually can't beat an Oko. We don't have anything. There's nothing here for in the deck to beat an Oko. Nora looks questionable. So let's go with Ancient Tomb this turn. Maybe that was exceptionally punty as well, because that's just life points, right? I need to sort of work myself out. Opponent's on 5 cards. A Wasteland would be quite annoying. Maybe Saga's just how you're supposed to deal with Oko. So they target my sphere, which will shrink my foods, will shrink my artifacts, but Mox Sapphire. So they've got more plays. Isn't good. Assassin's Trophy, my Saga. Okay, I'll make a token. And we'll pass. I don't think we played a basic. Can't imagine so, no. Okay, so opponent probably won't attack for 3 here. Where do we go from here? We've got an Ancient Tomb. Oh, Khan seems good. Let's look at our sideboard. We haven't really tested them with Force of Will yet, though, have we? I can't get to Golos this turn. 3 cards in hand. I'm considering playing Caracas and then playing Trinosphere. Because I imagine that will... I think I'm going to do that. Because I'm going to try and bait the Force of Will out of them. No. Nothing. And do we want to attack them with Oko? I mean, I guess so. Let's attack Oko with both. Or just with the Sphere, actually. Because the artifact token can actually be a threat going forwards. And then they trade off the food with the Sphere, which is fine. But Trinosphere being in play is pretty good for us, I think. I'm not too upset about that. But I just don't think we've really given them anything to Force of Will. That's why I played that over the Khan. Because I want the Khan to resolve and I want the Khan to come in and really make an impact. Like drawing a workshop would be quite fantastic, apart from the fact that they've got 3 mana open now, so I assume that means Force of Will. So let's play a Wasteland. Let's Wasteland their tropical island, get them off green. They float green. They've got something. Assassin's Trophy, my token. Okay. And that's fine, right? Because now I can resolve the Khan, but I can't tutor with the Khan. But I can kill the Mox. And Khan will be at 6, then it'll take 3, and then I can deploy something next turn. So we get to resolve Khan. Kill the Mox. So food wakes up, comes in against Khan. That's fine. Ancient Tomb makes Golos. Golos can get I guess an Academy. Because I'm taking a lot from my Ancient Tombs at the moment. And now we will tutor does this card do? Activated abilities of sources. The chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. Or I can just get a Worm Coil Engine. I think I get the Flute first. And we'll pass the turn to the opponent. It's looking okay here. They're behind on mana. They've got an Oko that we're about to lock down. And then we'll deploy Nettle Cyst. I think that seems fine. I can even play a Null Rod and just make it a 2-2. So Wasteland's my Academy. Or Wasteland's my Caracas. Okay. Fine. Fine. So we can't bounce around Golos, that is quite a threat, but... So next turn will be play the Flute, play the Nettle Cyst. I think that sounds really good for us. What do they just do? They food my Golos, sure. Or elk my Golos. So Golos is going to trade the food token. They've made a land drop this turn. We'll play Disruptor Flute. Name Oko Thief of Crowns. And then we'll tap this. Just play a Nettle Cyst. And then we'll plus this on nothing. I believe that should kind of lock it up. Next turn I'm going to play Crucible and lock down the game that way with the Wasteland. Opponent's got a Tropical Island, still can't cast anything. I don't believe they can activate Oko. And then this Crucible will be the absolute nail in the coffin for them. Crucible, Wasteland, Wasteland your drop. Fine. Okay. Attack you. I don't care about Oko. Oko can't be activated. They can't cast spells. Next turn we can attack with Crucible if we want to. And things will get a lot harder post-board, I imagine. Yep, that's what we expected at that spot. No main deck Needle's interesting, isn't it? What do we want to use Bug? I guess these Worm Claws are good. I don't think you can bank on drawing. I'll play 3 of those. I don't think you can bank on drawing the Karn every game. Certainly not a Null Rod Gaming matchup. Probably not a Soul Guide Lantern matchup. So what does that look like as a sideboard strategy? It's not a Tabernacle matchup, right? So maybe I just bring the other Disruptor Flute and just try and lock down their spells that way, because this is a massive taxing effect on cast, right? So yeah, I think that looks fine actually. So let's ship this and see how we do in games 2 and 3. So game 2 got an interesting one. Like, just very quickly dies though, doesn't it? Like what? Ancient Tomb, Soaring, Nettle Cyst. And then I think we have to do better than this. That's a turn 1 Trinosphere. I probably didn't need Bog in my deck either. Turn 1 Trinosphere, Wasteland you, Disruptor Flute you. Yeah, I think that seems like a line we could take. Just the Trinosphere might get forced, but maybe that's just the cost of doing business. Misty. Drop. Pass. Ancestral. Right. So if we go Mox Emerald, and then maybe I Thorn first. Maybe we go with Disruptor Flute and see if they don't like that. Not name Oko. I guess I'll name Oko again. And we can name other things later. And now we'll play a Thorn. And if we don't get wasted, then next turn we can Trinisphere them. We can't get Vigored in that spot. We'd have to get Vigored in response to the Thorn. They've got a Mox Jet to play. And a Deathrite Shaman. And a Wasteland. Okay. That's all fine by me. So Deathrite Shaman's annoying. Let's just play a Trinisphere. I can see that being a turn where I'm supposed to just Wasteland them as well, though. But they've Ancestral, so they're not going to miss land drops. Workshop happens. Workshop gets exiled, and then they play Demonic Tutor. Okay. Which I imagine will be an Energy Flux. So Wasteland my Academy, also annoying. I can't cast any good spells. I can Wasteland them. Which I think I've got to do. So I think I'm up against it here. I think maybe my sequencing was poor. Maybe I'm supposed to just go for the Hail Mary, like, Trinisphere here. Doesn't look like they've got the Energy Flux. Oh, they need another mana. So let's just play a Strip Mines that they have to do something. And then they can. Oh, they've gone for it now, which is interesting because I'm just going to strip it. Yeah, I don't care. I need to keep them off the flux is what I need to do. I did think about naming Energy Fluxes that earlier, but I thought Oko is far more prevalent. Opposition Agent's just a creature. Do you think that's what they DT'd for? I don't think so. Still got 6 cards over there. Okay. We will cast a Sapphire. I cannot cast a Sapphire. They have a Trinisphere in play. Or I have a Trinisphere in play. Okay, looks bad. Looks bad. The Crucible is essentially dead because of the Deathrite. They eat DT to dome me for 2. And then they make a land drop. They fetch and they... Oh no. Nothing just yet. Nothing just yet. Okay, so I'm going to assume like end step Vigor then. I'm still trying to work out what they've DT'd for, right? Unless they just DT'd for like a land or a threat or something. Maybe they DT'd for Wasteland. Does that make sense? Just keep me off. Just go for the whole thing of I've cast my sphere effects and now you put me under them. I get a 6. And we are dead. Cool. Let's go to the next one. On the play this time round. Do I want a Soul Guide then for that sort of thing? Over one of these Disruptor Flutes. I feel like the Flute seems good in this matchup though. Maybe I'll drop a Thorn. The Thorn counters their interaction. I didn't want the Bog, did I? Let's get the Bog out of here. Keep the Soul Guide just in case they're Death Rating. because that can maybe just draw us a card, which will be fine at some points in a game. Turn 1, Mana Crypt. This hand looks good. This hand looks good. Let's cast a Mana Crypt. Cast a Thorn of Amethyst. They play a negation. And now I think I'll play Academy plus Soul Guide. I'm doing it this way around because if I play Saga there and they Vigor me in response to the Saga trigger, then we don't have any mana for the rest of the game. I can get Wastelanded here, but I think that's like acceptable to eat their Wasteland. Maybe it's not. Oh yeah, because this still happens, doesn't it? I don't have mana. Sure. The bug's tough, isn't it? Can I get a Mox? Yes, I can. Play the Saga. Opponent's got 3 cards in hand. Sure, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to respond to that or what. Are they just like trophying my Saga or something? DT. Okay. They played a land. I'll let them DT. I might just disrupt a Fleet Forcer figure. And then play Lodestone Golem on my turn. So it's named Force of Vigor, so they can't Vigor me this turn. That's how this card works, right? Spells with the chosen name costs 3. Yeah, so Force of Vigor. And then we untap. Draw Mana Vault. Okay. I think I can play the Mana Vault. Tap this, cast Lodestone Golem, and then make a Saga token. And pass the turn. Ancestrals himself. They are going to take some damage next turn, which is quite exciting. They've got a Wasteland for one of our 2 stuffs. Or maybe they're trying to build to something. Okay. I will not pay. Shadow Spear. It's not when I want to do this. I certainly want to make a token. I certainly need to come up with a way of taxing or affecting their energy flux, right? Not Sapphire, Black Lotus, Vexing Bauble. Maybe I'll just get Vexing Bauble. Cycle it. And if I cycle it, I'll have 3 mana left over for the turn. Or I can just get Soul Ring and that pays for a threat, right? So if they flux me, I can just pay for a big threat there. I can pay for the Lodestone Golem sort of thing. Shadow Spear goes onto the stack. They force of will the Shadow Spear. Wow. Pitching Lorien revealed. Okay. So we attack them for 12 here. And then if they play Flux next turn, my token will reduce, but they can't Wasteland me as well unless they go Moxland Flux. Strip Mine. I don't think Flux works here. So I get to keep the Lodestone and a token. What a headache. We tap Academy now. Okay, so I've got to stack them all. Okay. So I don't need this one. I don't need this one. Oh, they just all stacked automatically. Well, that's frustrating. So let's tap this, tap this, tap this. They can't cast anything, so I've got a Lodestone Golem in play. And they're on 6, so I just need to keep one other artifact, one of the 2 tokens around. So how much mana have I got? I've got 10, so I can keep 5 artifacts. So I can pay for Soul Ring. Right, 10 mana. I can pay for Soul Ring using red and colourless, apparently. I can pay for Construct. I can pay for Lodestone Golem. I do not want to pay for Mana Crypt. Or Mana Vault, sorry. So I'm going to press no twice on that one. I will pay for the Disruptor Flute. I won't pay for the other 2. And then we will attack our opponent for lethal. Cool, we beat Bug. Not usual, not normal, I don't think. When they've got, you know, Vigors, Forces, they're able to lock you underneath your stuff. And then post-board they've got energy fluxes and stuff. It's pretty tough and they ochre all your prison permanents, but we managed to grind one out there. Which is quite cool. So I'll see you for the next round. Okay, round 2. We're up against Giusti, who I think usually plays Lurrus, but we'll see. Otherwise I just don't know what they're on, sort of thing. Okay, so on the draw, we've got like turn 1 Bauble, turn 1 Wasteland, or turn 1 Bauble, turn 1 Saga. So it's not horrible. They have revealed Lurrus. But on the draw, I think we ship this and try and find something a bit more rare, a bit more powerful. This is kind of it, but it's a bit weak. I think I'm going to keep this and bottom maybe just the Trinosphere. Then I can turn to the Thorn. Them having their own saga is a bit annoying. Let's play the Inventor's Fair then. And pass. It would have been great if this was a Mox. But I don't want to get my saga wasted. So I think I'm just going to let them waste my Inventor's Fair. I'm going to cycle a Lorien to get an Underground Sea, I imagine. Oh, Volcanic Island. Okay, so we're on a bit of a different one. So maybe more of like a monkey deck than typical Lurrus Saga. And Saga takes up to 2. bulk, and I expect a Mox as well. Otherwise the Saga play doesn't really make sense. Okay, rolls out a Tamiyo, okay. Interesting, so they just rolled out the Saga to play the Lorien to get into blue mana, is the way this went. So what do we want? Oh, what do? They played Grindstone. That's really interesting. You need like a Lotus to play out this Khan, right? Oh, my internet's shat itself though. I guess I just have to play a Thorn. There's not really much else to do here. Alright, so Saga happens. We gotta let that trigger resolve. And then we'll play a Thorn. This is... Maybe that first one was like actually just like a lot better. Just because I had the mana and all I've got to do is just draw spells. They can't force anything because I've got the bauble. I can cycle the bauble to have another look if it gets desperate. Opponent plays a mana, gets a soul ring. So land painter die. That would work. No, okay. Gets an underground sea. Tamiyo comes in. And they pass. Doesn't look great for us, does it? This Saga is going to ramp us though, so that's going to be good. They've got 3 cards in hand, the opponent. And then I have to come up with a way of progressing with this game. They've got the card advantage engine through Tamiyo. Painter's so much fun though. I think that's really cool. I want to play some Legacy at some point. I think I'll play some Painter because I've not played it in a while. I always enjoy that deck. It's always got nice little puzzles in it. So Tamiyo cracks across. I think we were hampered by our own keep here. Up to 5 cards, 6 if they want that clue. And nothing else happens. Okay, so we'll make a token. And then upkeep, we'll see what we draw. We draw a workshop. The problem with drawing a workshop is a workshop doesn't cast Khan. And I would like to cast Khan. So if I just let this float away, I can get a Lotus. And I can go... So I'm going to float a mana here instead. So I could actually just get a Vexing Bauble, couldn't I? That's going to turn off Force of Will. It won't turn off Force of Negation. And then I could cast Khan for 5 mana. The other option is to get Lotus, tap the Academy for 3 blue, play Workshop, play Golos, play Khan. Is Golos threatening enough though? Probably not. Is Crucible threatening? Is Mystic Forge threatening? what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to get the Vexing Bauble and I'm going to force them to have exactly Force of Negation. Can I do anything with this workshop? So if my Nettle Cyst or Crucible gets countered here, I then don't play Karn for the turn. I just play the other one. So I can play Nettle Cyst first. And then I can play Crucible Saga if this gets countered. If it doesn't get countered, I can play the Karn. Okay, so that gets through. The Karn might still get negated, right? But okay, they had the negation. Okay. We'll attack for 4. Next turn we can just go and get a Null Rod if we need to, if we don't die here. So if we survive this turn, maybe we just crack the Inventor's Fair, get Null Rod, put that into play, and then another Force and Negation. Then the following turn we can Crucible to bring back the Fair and just have that going. So 2 mana from the opponent with their Soul Ring. They don't know what they're doing with that 2 mana yet. So playing a Mana Vault, okay. So this still doesn't cast Force of Will. They're still 1 mana short of that. Of a hard cast Force. And they're taking 8 as well. Yawgmoth's Will gets exiled, they play a Saga. And they play a Vexing Bauble. That's fine. I gain some life. And then I crack this. I grab a Null Rod and I rod you. And now you've got 3 lands. You take 10. And the next turn we can play Crucible and replay Saga, replay Inventor's Fair. Or we could just roll out a Golos or a Mystic Forge or whatever we want. So 10U. The threat of Painter's gone. Yeah. There's baubles in play. And I feel like we're in a decent spot. Having resolved the rod, right? They do have a Saga going. They can buy Lurus, but they can't do anything with it. They'll make a very big token next turn, and Tameo will chump block. Mishra's Workshop's a cracker. So we can go for Golos. Or maybe I'll get Mystic Forge into play. Seeing as I fucked up, I should have been the Crucible, I think. Right, let's play a Mystic Forge first. I was going to get that anyway. And now we'll play Golos. And we'll get ourselves a Saga. Yes, please. So we'll get Urza's Saga because that pumps the Nettle Cyst as well. And I think that makes the Nettle Cyst bigger than their Saga token. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so Nettle Cyst is bigger and the other token trades. So it's likely that Tamiyo goes to the bin here. Well, Tamiyo has to go to the bin here, unless they've got some double removal that I don't know about. 7/7 I assume trades with 7/7. 8/8 gets chomped by Tamiyo. Opponent has another turn. They're going to resolve a Saga. Now they have an 8/8. I'm going to have like a 10/10. They get a Lotus into play and an island. And they can't really cast anything. So we draw our Ancient Tomb. We can't clear the top of our deck. Saga ticks up. This turn I will play this. I'll play a Saga from the bin. And now I'll play the Sphere of Resistance from the top. Just trying to pump up my token. And how much mana is this? 8. Okay, they're done. So Painter. I guess Disruptive Flute seems fine. Again. Soul-Guide Lantern's probably less good. Rod looked great there. Thorns and Spheres I think are good against the blue matchups. Shadow Spear I don't think we fully need. Oh yeah, but Bod and Tab don't seem great either. So maybe I'll just keep one of these Saga targets. Maybe it will be the Shadow Spear just to try and close the game out quickly. What can they have though? I don't know. I want the Soul-Guide. Soul-Guide can bink on the Tamiyo minus and the Lurus stuff, so it's probably just better there as a Silver Bullet rather than a Bauble or something or another random card. I don't know what I sideboarded out. I've already forgotten. We can't keep this hand, it doesn't produce mana. This hand does some stuff. I'll keep this. And I will bottom the Lantern. Yeah. So I'm going to go turn 1 Sphere, turn 2 Rod, turn 3 Rod. That's going to be the play. So Jet. Maybe I'll just go turn 1 Rod, turn 1 Rod. Ooh, Saga's good. Purchases Lurus. I think I have to Ghost Quarter. Maybe I'm supposed to just rod them as hard as I can. Ghost Quarter means they'll have 4 mana next turn. Are they thinking about countering my Mox? I'm so on board with that. If they do. Yeah, I'm just going to Ghost Quarter them. It's not perfect, but it is killing that Saga, and it kills that Saga through a force of will, which is something we've got to consider, right? They've got 6 to 8 force effects in their deck, so I don't think we have the privilege to assume our first lock piece is resolving. They might get to deploy a Lurrus or something like that now. They've got a Brainstorm. If they hit another Saga, we've just got to start throwing null rods at them. But I think this generally looks acceptable. They probed me to see Rod Sphere and a Saga. And they play a Painted Servant. Okay. Everything is blue. That's fine. I'm going to play Saga. And then I'm going to play a Rod. I'm expecting this to get countered. But I do believe we're at the point where we just have to start throwing rods at them. So that is negation pitching Tamiyo. So they don't have another land to pitch, which is interesting. They wanted to keep Lurrus rather than pitching Lurrus. So Time Walk, and they attack for 1, and then do you play Grindstone? No. Academy's good. Academy kind of beats up on the Rod, doesn't it? That's a Tamiyo. So holding Lurrus +1. Metal Cyst. I think I will Rod them again. Maybe that's not even very good in this spot. Maybe I'm just making tokens. And then if they come up with a Grindstone on the stack, I can flash in the Disruptor Flute. But otherwise I think I just make tokens and then try to store a Wasteland or something. I've got a very blue Mana Vault. I think I'll let the Tamiyo come in this turn because I want to make a token. So just Tamiyo comes in. 2 cards for the opponent at the moment, and Lurrus is one of them. We might have to flute Tamiyo at some point as well. No plays though. So we'll make a token. Mishra's Workshop. So what have we got in our deck? We don't have the cages, we don't have the Shadow Spear. So that means we've got Bauble, Soul Guide, Soul Ring, Mana Vault, Moxen. I'm thinking I can make the token. And if I get dressed down, I get dressed down. But then I can get Soul Ring. Workshop. And then Sphere doesn't really do anything. Let's tap this and play Null Rod, I guess. Our opponent might not be interested in Null Rod resolving. Because I'm the one with the bigger threats in play. And I can attack for 5. As I said earlier, if we get dressed down, we get dressed down. So the clues can't activate. Tamiyo can flip. I think this turn I can play a Nettle Cyst though. Right, opponent's turn. We've got quite a thick board. Opponent has some spells to cast though. Hercule's Recall. Okay. Now one card in hand is Lurrus. They cracked their clues, so they can't flip Tamiyo next turn. They still can't cast Lurrus. So that was purely defensive. Okay, we're going to round C. So they can cast Lurrus, but they got nothing to cast with Lurrus for now. In come 2 cards. They get a token. We get a turn. It's an Ancient Tomb. So let's go Jet. Soul Ring. Norod. They do have counter spell as well. Oh, they're cracking a clue. Okay. Ancient Tomb. Nettle Cyst. We've got Disruptor Flute if they try and flip the Tamiyo. We've got Disruptor Flute if they try and Grindstone me. We've got Caracas for the Lurrus. The Lurrus can't really attack, so maybe I'm supposed to be Caracasing Tamiyo. So actually at the moment if I Caracas Lurrus then they can't recast it. They've got nothing in their graveyard to recast with Lurrus. Let's see what they get off the Scalding Tarn first. We'll see if they do crack the Scalding Tarn first. I've let them attack. That wasn't very clever. So they get a clue that they can't crack, but they can produce an additional mana with Academy, right? So end step. That's the wrong one. Let's bounce Tamiyo. I think we can play a Sphere of Resistance, right? I've got loads of mana, they've got loads of mana, it just pumps my Nettle Cyst token. And I'll play a Workshop, and I will attack them for 5. And now we can start bouncing Lurrus and stuff. Opponent hitting us with the Chump Block. And then they're going to fetch another Underground Sea or like a Tundra. If they've got any white, they just get another UC. So I think upkeep, I'll pop this back in your hand. Let's get it out of the way. And we've got this Flash Disruptor Flute at the moment. They found a Volcanic Island. I don't know what the red's for. Have we seen any red cards yet? So they'll play Tamiyo. Their Academy taps for 4. So they lure us with 2 mana open, which is fine. That's not enough to do anything, right? They can't play the Painter out of the yard this turn. think I'll bounce Tamio and attack maybe. Let's see what we draw first. Black Lotus, not really useful. Makes my guy bigger. I would love a Wasteland for their academy. Let's attack for 6. So Tammy is going to go to the graveyard. Lurrus is going to go back to hand. We're going to disrupt a Flute Tamio, I think. I've got 4 artifacts. And then let's see how much mana they've got after Lurrus. They'll have 4 mana. So I can disrupt a Flute Tamio, but that's just all their mana every turn. No one's supposed to disrupt a Flute Lurrus. Maybe I should do that now. How much mana will they have? 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'll cost them 6 mana to cast a Lurrus. And then they'll have Tamio. So maybe I will do that. Maybe we'll just disrupt a Flute Lurrus. That will make my token a 7/7. Oh, we're getting a response. I wonder why we're getting a response from this. I can still cast Lurrus. I just make it slightly more annoying. Your Lurrus costs 7 to play. Let's go to Lurrus of the Dream Den. And you've got a Mox Ruby. So you got 8 mana, Lurrus costs 7. No, Lurrus costs 8, doesn't he? 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so you got 1 mana left over, so Lurrus costs 7. Mass is hard. I've got a 7/7 though. The Wasteland kind of locks this up. Golos is a Wasteland, so let's bounce this guy. Cast Golos. Do I want to get Wasteland or do I want to get Urza's Saga? If I get Urza's Saga, this gets for 9. I think I'll just get the strip. I think our opponent's already in like a recall or bust phase of the game. And they can't be out there casting Lurruses forever, right? They need to come up with something else. They can't grindstone us. It's got to be like Hercules, Lurrus, Tamio, something like that to get back in the game. Luring revealed, yeah. They've got the requisite mana for a Hercules if that's what they want to do. If they do Hercules though, then I get to strip mine their academy and then redeploy my Golos. Because it's one of those Hercules where I get to act first after the Hercule, right? So actually they can Hercules now and then get their mana off their Moxen, so maybe they'll do it now. No, that's conceding. Okay. We win. That was cool, kind of sweaty, as a lot of these decks matches are. As your opponent tries to pull out of it, they had the nut high answer for Norrod right in the mid game to really get out of that. We just managed to tax them just enough whilst we slowly put cards into play. See you for round 2. Okay, round 3, we're up against Geeds. And I think I'm going to keep this. It's not insane, but it is like turn 1 Nettlesys with Saga, and then I can play an Ancient Tomb and pump out tokens, so it's like really aggressive, and if I need to, I can just wasteland them. So I'm going to keep it. Ancient Tomb. So like a Shop's Mirror then, I guess. Mana Crypt. Okay, so their hand's like bigger and better. 4 mana. Glaring Fleshraker. Not in love with that. So Eldrazi. I don't know if we're very good in the face of an Eldrazi deck. Interesting. Are they playing actual blue cards, or is this just like another random shitter? Ooh, 3 mana. A Metamorph, okay. Probably copying the Fleshraker then. Crucially not colourless. I'm at 18 for the privilege of all of this. And now they've just got to cast spells and we slowly die. Or very quickly die, actually. Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. Let's stick with the plan. But bear in mind the fact that we could at some point try and like rod and waste all their creatures dead. Although they'll have creatures hang around for a while, won't they? Because of the tokens. So they do lose some life points. I feel like they've got enough of those. We can't ever win this game, right? That's just far too much damage. Every spell I take 6. Fuck me, we died quickly. That's so cool. That's so cool. One more spell and we're just dead on turn 2. Is it a natural time vault? No. Crucible. Fair play. We die. That was quick. Typically Wormclaws are good in this sort of matchup. I can't name Eldrazi spawn. I think I want the Baublon to play. I don't think I want the Soul Guide Lantern at all. I don't need Bog. I don't need Tabs, so I'll bring in a Flute. I probably don't need the Spheres either. So am I supposed to bring in loads of Flutes? Keep 2 Spheres. I could consider Cage, but I don't think I will. I think the rods will be good. I'm not sure how we're supposed to race that, 'cause that was very quick, wasn't it? That was... And with the Metamorphs as well, 8 Fleshrakers. Well, I guess, like, after the first one, you have 7 remaining Fleshrakers. Turn 1 Nexus, turn 2 Golos. Or turn 2 Disruptor Flute if they've got abilities we want to lock down. I think I'm into that. Unless they're mana abilities. And I've got like turn 3 I've got... And then turn 3 I've got like Caracas Golos if I really want to. So let's go. Let's play with our very, very aggressive 3 mana card. Not quite as aggressive as theirs, to be honest. Opponent kept 7. And I'm taking out all the spheres and stuff because they're just going to be all fast mana all the time as well, aren't they? So it doesn't really make sense for us to be trying to tax them. I'm going to wasteland my workshop, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to play an Ancient Tomb to lock down, to have the Disruptor Flute up. They've not got anything else, so let's get Ancient Tomb. So I'm gonna disrupt Flute Sorcery Speed to get in more damage, and I'm just gonna name Glaring Fleshraker. Right, because that just means that it costs 6. And I get in for 2 now. And then next turn I can play another Nettle Cyst if I want to. Off of Caracas, or I can just Wasteland them. If I draw a Mox, that's really good. Opponent's got a Time Vault. I didn't draw a Mox. Do I want a Time Vault? Do I want to Wasteland them? Or do I want to... I think I'll just play Caracas and play a Nettle Cyst. Maybe I'm supposed to play Ancient Tomb there. But in for 3. I don't think I want to Wasteland them. Opponent's choosing whether to skip a turn or not. They do not. They just have like a natural Vault key. Mox Sapphire. Well. Manifold key. Cool. We die. Turn 2 and turn 3. So it goes round 4. Okay, round 4, we're up against Rargard on the play. I think I quite like this. It's not particularly quick, but it's a like turn 1 Vexing Bauble, which I'll play off the Strip Mine. I'm not too fussed. And then turn 2 Crucible. Which they can't Force of Will. They've got an Inventor's Fair, okay. Mana Vault. They've got mana. They've got mana. What's that? Stonecourt Serpent and Sphere of Resistance. Okay, so that kind of like does a lot of the burying, doesn't it? So maybe I just need to roll out. Well, I can't roll out anything actually. Okay. We'll pass. And then maybe... Oh, maybe I'm supposed to activate my Bauble there. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that at all, actually. Wasteland me. Ouchie. That's unpleasant. Patchwork, so they're a more aggressive version. I will have to cycle my Bauble here. Okay, so my keep was shit. The way it panned out. Lodestone Golem. Wasteland. Kill that land and see if we can draw like a workshop at some point. Opponent's only got 2 cards, they've not got a lot of mana, so we're taking 3 or 4 this turn, I imagine. These triggers are annoying. Wasteland. Wasteland my Strip Mine. In for 3. It's an Urza's Saga, which we will play. Cool. Ancient Tomb. Nettle Cyst. That's problematic, isn't it? Like, everything was already problematic, but that's really bad. So take 4 here. And we draw Golos. Cool. So we die. Okay. I just got bodied. Maybe my keep was awful. I want the worm coils. We could consider the flutes. We don't need tab. I'm interested in keeping the bog around. The vexing bauble doesn't seem great. The spheres are typically bad. The Norods aren't great. Maybe I want a couple of Norods though, just because I can bink them. Maybe the flutes are meant to be in then. And I can just like name wastelands to protect sagas and stuff. I'll just keep the bauble because I can. Yeah, this doesn't look great, does it? Soul Red and Bulk can just play against their Crucible. That's the idea there. I think it's really hard for us to line up a Tabernacle and I think Disruptive Loot if I want to knock out Wastelands or Sagas. Sounds like a reasonable thing to do. Like I can name Wasteland to protect my Sagas, I can name Saga to stop them from killing me. Okay, and what have we got here? Not a lot. I've got a rod that really hampers me. I've got no turn 1 play. I think I need a turn 1 play. And this is a bit more of a no rod proof hand, isn't it? But I think I'll go turn 1 Workshop Crucible and just have that in play. I'll bottom one of the rods. So I'll develop my Crucible first because then I can start wastelanding them. And then... Well, I could just go Ancient Tomb Norod. But then if they go... But then the Norod's in play. Then they can't both kill my land and... They can't both kill my land plus... Ancient Tomb Norod. What's the disadvantage of that? If they wasteland me, I then have to go Mishra's Workshop Crucible. But it is like the most disruptive play, isn't it? So maybe I do that to kill all their Moxen. And I can't get taxed off of turn 2 Crucible. They've got a wasteland. But now none of their Moxen works. So I can go Crucible, Workshop Crucible. So now the rest of their wastelands are not dead, right? They can still stall me, but that's a workshop from the opponent. Do they have their own Crucible? Yes, they do. Okay. So I'm going to go Ancient Tomb. I'm going to Golos for a bog, I guess, to get rid of their wasteland. So now their Crucible's like good, but it's not mad insane, right? Because we can like just try and keep them down to about 3 mana. So Patchwork Automaton, and then they'll drop all their Mox. Moxen here. And then I can attack Caracas. Let's see if they've got a land drop. You've got Strip Mine, sure. Mystic Forge is pretty cool. Let's cast Mystic Forge then. I will cast Shadow Spear, though we can never equip it. And then there's a Wasteland there. So I think I'll play Wasteland from hand, because I can't play the other one. And I will attack. Or maybe I'm not supposed to attack. For fuck's sake. Maybe I'm not supposed to attack. Maybe I'm supposed to just chill out. So I'm the one who's tombing themselves at the moment. We've got 3 cards. Yeah, no, I'm going to attack this turn and then deal with the consequences later. Let's Wasteland the workshop to try and stifle them. If we do this, they just can't build into Wormcoil mana ever, right? So they play the workshop in the grave. And they've got a Stonecoil Serpent as a 4/4. Which makes this guy a 3/3. So I'm going to take 3. And then I'll stop attacking. And then there's a workshop on top. Let's play a Null Rod. Let's play a Wasteland. Let's Wasteland their workshop. Just so they've got to keep playing that one. And I can always bounce off this Stonecoil Serpent. The patchwork might get bigger, but at some point we should be able to find a Wormcoil engine, especially with the Mystic Forge in play. They might go after my lands at some point. I've got another Wasteland rolled up, so that's really nice for us. Didn't they come with the Stonecoil? No, they can't really attack, can they? That doesn't look like it's worth anybody's time. Disruptor Flute. So I can disrupt a flute and name Strip Mine. And then I can just Wasteland their Strip, I guess. Or I can play another Workshop. I think I'll Wasteland their Strip. I think I'll keep them off of as much mana as I can. Oh, this was punty. Okay, cool. So they had the opportunity there to Strip Mine their own Bog. No, they didn't, because I've just killed it. I've just stopped that line. So now they're on to Bog plus the Workshop. We've got Ghost Quarter on top that we can use to shuffle our library later if we're getting frisky. Or desperate. I imagine the latter is going to be the main thing. They've got a Wasteland. They Wasteland my Workshop. They don't attack. Cool. This is a nice like holding pattern for us. We draw a Ghost Quarter. And there's a Golos on top of our deck. So I can't really attack, can I? I took out the Tabernacle. That's so frustrating. So let's play a Workshop from the graveyard. And I guess just cast this Golos from the top. There's a Disruptor Flute there that I can't play. I'll keep this one. I could probably just get Saga. I draw Academy next turn. Academy's a lot of mana. Saga means they kind of have to wasteland me. And I can keep throwing sagas at them. And they have to keep wastelanding me. Otherwise their life just gets a bit difficult, I think. Put a wasteland out of the bin. And they wasteland the saga. They're coming in with neither of them. You can't punt away the patchwork, right? They need to cast another spell before they can do that. That's the Wormcoil engine that we always dreamed of. So let's play the saga. And cast the Wormcoil engine. And that should kind of ice it, I think. Yeah. I still don't think I want the Academy, although there was an opportunity there to fetch an Academy to kill one of their guys. And then we get into some really weird Stone Rain thing. But I can never Stone Rain that Bajuka Bog, right? That's awful. And so yeah, because if we Stone Rain the Bajuka Bog, then they get all my lands up my graveyard on the way back through. Yes, I would have potentially wrathed them, but it doesn't seem great. So opponent's on the play this time, which is going to be problematic for us. We don't have any traps in our deck. So we're going to need to be... Sorry about that last beep. I did try to pause the video as quickly as possible. There's a massive boat on the Thames. So what does this do? This hand looks like one that dies quite quickly. Let's go to 6. This is the same nonsense that I had game 1, wasn't it? And I really can't produce mana with this hand. I make 1 Nettle Cyst and die. I get to 5. This is a bit more like it. I'm going to put Trinisphere back. I'm going to put Ancient Tomb back. And I'm just going to throw sagas at them for as long as I possibly can. Well, Ancient Tomb going back might have been really bad because I'm dead to a sphere. That's a Shadow Spear. They don't have a patchwork in hand, otherwise this would have been sequenced differently. Got an Urza's Saga. Which is unlikely for me to beat. Oh no, scrap that, scrap that. Let's kill the Saga. They have another one. Do they have another one? They've got Mishra's Workshop. Oh, so lots of mana. Oh, this looks Wormcoily. Ouch. That's not cool. That's a problem. I'm gonna play Crucible of Worlds. So we die very quickly here. Very, very quickly. They've got another Saga, which kind of forces me to Wasteland, I guess. 7/7 Lifelink, Death Touch, and Trample. The Trample's really rough. So if I do get like another Wormcoil in play, I still take 6. What do I do? Kind of have to just waste them, I think. Waste you. Play another workshop. Oh no, that just dies actually. That just dies. I just killed myself. Because now if I draw a Worm Coil Engine, I can't cast it. This is a lot of mana as well. Oh, Stone Coil Serpent for a trillion. 10/10. Okay, sure. We lose. We lose. So it goes. Let's just double check that we don't draw like balance. Not that that's castable. Like an ensnaring bridge. No, we just draw a workshop and we die. Okay. Round 5. See if we can go and get our rebuy back. Okay, final round. We're up against Eric. So likely Doomsday. Based on the number of archive traps in our sideboard, I'm guessing it's not a good matchup. But I'm going to keep this hand. And then, how do you sequence this hand? Ancient Tomb, Soul Ring. That's 9. Lotus. Lotus for red. Mystic Forge. Force of Will pitching Lavinia. Well, so we're on some initiative tinker shit. That also sounds awful for us, doesn't it? Especially since I don't have a Norrod in play. Play a Soul Guide Lantern and a Norrod this turn. To try and slow them down, and then next turn we get to deploy a 3/3. Cycles Lorien, gets Tundra. Okay. There's no Lurrus involved here, right? So Tundra comes down. They've got Lavinia, which I think is fine for now. We can play Inventor's Fair and Nettle Cyst. I think I might. Am I interested in doing? I don't think I'm interested in stripping any of these lands because they're a saga deck, right? So we can strip the sagas. Okay. Opponent just passes straight back. We gain a life. That's quite cool. Mox Ruby. We can't cast. We'll attack for 3. And that's it, right? We just attack for 3 and pass. Hold Ghost Quarter for Saga. Looks like they've got nothing other than a cheeky bink for 2. Okay, apparently not. Inventor's Fair puts me up a bit. Trinosphere. Can't hurt. Discuss my Trinosphere. That gets in. That now means I can play my Ruby next turn. We're going to get him for 4. There's a good chance this game just entirely flips around the moment they find a land, right? If they just like deploy a white plume, we're suddenly struggling. Looks like they've missed another land drop. No attacks. I'd love just a wasteland or strip mine like an actual one that's not a Ghost Quarter. That's a Mox Pearl, which I can deploy, and I will deploy. So that gets us in for 5. They go to 5. They've got no plows so far. There's a Saga. And this doesn't do anything, right? Let's leave it with them for a moment. Narset, Parter of Veils. And Narset finds... What? What does Narset find? Narset finds a Mox Emerald. Doesn't sound great. Crucible of Worlds. It's quite cool. So, attack the opponent for 5. And I'll hit the opponent. I don't care about Narset. Get them chump blocking. I'm going to get to go Crucible your Saga. I'm going to get to double Ghost Quarter this turn, which is nice. So I've not hit this Tundra the whole game because I assume they have another basic land in their deck. And I think it's going to be a basic Plains. So I think they're on the Initiative Tinker deck that's been doing well. And now I'll hit their Tundra. I think they usually only have 2. I can see a second island coming in though, I wouldn't be surprised. No, yeah, so just 1 of each. And our opponent has to find a land again. To do anything, all their creatures are trump blocking. Narset needs to find Plough. We've got another Saga. And they concede. They didn't even activate Narset looking for Plough. Wormcore is likely good. Disruptor Flute. Disruptor Flute's been like pretty cracked all day, hasn't it? Just in random spots. I think all of the taxing effects are good. The Tabernacle's bad. The Bog likely doesn't do anything. That unlocks 1 more card for me. So maybe I'll just bring in 1 flute for now. And call it a day. I think that's good. Okay, game 2 of round 5. We're up against game against Eric. And I think this is good. We can tax them on 1 and then start wasting them. So that sounds, fun. Or we can just fucking wasteland on turn 1, I guess. Let's see what they come with though. Saga, Mox, Jet, Manifold. I think it's like kind of mandatory to be binking Sagas at this stage in the game. And then we'll cast an Emerald. And then we'll pray to top deck Lotus next turn. And you kind of got to deploy your Moxen these days just to play around the board, right? You probably had to before, I'm sure. But so Tundra and nothing. So maybe just like another Lavinia hand. Oh no, Tundra moved to main phase. Ancestral myself, okay. That's very good. That's very good. So I can go Pearl, Sphere Saga. That's going to send like the beats. They got a Vamp as well, so they can Vamp. Oh no, Lorien, cool, thank goodness. Well, I say thank goodness, it still means I can have 6 mana next turn. They revealed another Tundra. I think once they've tapped the Mana Vault is when we can start wasting them. Maybe it's Supposed to be before that, I don't know. So Tundra comes in. White Plume asks for Mana Vault to be tapped this turn. This could be just a Lavinia then. Oh, March my Saga. That's annoying. Okay, so we'll just play a Crucible then. So Crucible of Worlds, which will start wasting them next turn. We can roll out Nettle Cyst next turn if we need to. If they counter this, they don't. This Hercule's end step, dress down, sure. So they're going to dress down on their end step. So they're not going to play like a... Or maybe it's like no, it's got to be Initiative Tinker because they searched the planes up, right? So that was just a cycle of the dress down. But now they can't play an initiative threat this turn. They found their basic planes. Hercules doesn't really achieve loads here. What can they have? Lavinia, okay. Lavinia currently has no text. Dress down dies, Lavinia's got text again. So, our turn. We're going to play Wasteland. I can't play any of these cards apart from the flute. Do I want to play the flute out? What would I flute? Just White Plume. I play the flute now whilst I've got 2 lands in play because of Lavinia. I think I'm just going to name White Plume Adventurer. I think that's what I'm scared of here. Or maybe it's Tinker, actually. Maybe I name Tinker. No, I think White Plume's scarier. And then we can Wasteland a Tundra. I'm a top decked Academy or top decked Workshop away from this Wormcoil engine. And we're going to keep their mana as tapped as we can until then. I think that's the plan. So White Plume's like not coming into play this game. Mina Mo. Oh, so I can untap the One Ring. That's cool. Do they have the One Ring? They can't have the One Ring this turn. Lavinia dinks us for 2. Over to us. We draw a Mox Jet, which we can cast. Is that correct? Yeah, that's cool. And then we'll Wasteland their Tundra. Oh, come back. And then next turn we can deploy Wormcoil Engine. Oh, they've got an effect. A dress down. Okay. The end step dress downs are interesting, aren't they? Because they turn off, like, their cards. So wondering if they're supposed to cycle second main. They found something, but they've got to click through their draw step first. Fragmentize my Crucible of Worlds. I've got another one of those. Oh, but they've got Lavinia. Okay, that's problematic. Golos. I can't cast Golos. Fuck. Oh, we're in trouble. I think we flew a little too close to the sun. I think I've got to be taxing their mana, haven't I? I think there's really much. Because I can't cast the 2/3 drops in my hand because of Lavinia. I've only seen 2 lands this game. They deploy a Pearl, and then get him for 2, I go down to 10. So I just need a land at this point. Any land will do that's not as a Saga, I guess. You'll go. Another Intercept dress down. Opponent's got the cards flowing. But the 3 drops are uncastable due to Lavinia's land ability. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands they control. Phyrexian Dreadnought, so that's why they're stuck in the dress downs all the time. Phyrexian Dreadnought, Phyrexian Dreadnought. That's probably going to be tough to beat. Okay, so they're not on Lurrus because they've got... They're not on Lurrus. Fuck, right. Urza Saga doesn't cast Wormcoil Engine. Which means I can't gain lifelink. Which means I'm definitely dead. I'm pretty sure I was dead anyway, but I was just going to let Magic Online do the counting for us. So... do I want any more of this stuff? I think this is fine. I think the setup's fine. Maybe I'm supposed to be naming dress downs or something with that single flute that I've got. I've got so many sagas. I'm going to keep this. So they've come off of Lurrus for just Narset is all we've seen so far. Why do they keep yielding my... oh, because I've got no possible placement. Okay. So they've got a Saga. My Saga goes up to 2. I play Ancient Tomb and pass. There's a good chance they like March the Bauble or something here. Lorien revealed. Goes and gets a Tundra. So if they march the Saga, I've got another Saga. But maybe they're building up to marching the Bauble so they can play the game. What are they going after? My Saga. Okay, I'll make the token. I'll play another Saga. Now I'll play Crucible of Worlds, which can't get forced. We'll attack for 3. Opponent's Saga is going to die. And then I feel like we're, yeah, applying the pressure, right? This is just peak Saga gaming. Opponent's only shown us about 7 dress downs so far this match, so what could possibly go wrong with spewing out a bunch of Saga tokens? So Saga ticks up to 3. We presume this is just going to be... oh, so they can float mana, play dress down. Well, they can flash in dress down now and go and get a 12/12, right? Which I am not going to be able to beat Interesting. Okay, no, so they're choosing a card from their library. So they haven't got the dress down just yet. They've got a pithing needle to name my sagas with. Okay. So my sagas are just not very good now. They've got an academy, which is currently bad, but I'm sure it will build into the game. And they've got 3 mana play this turn if they want one. Null Drifter, which dies after drawing 2 cards. Cool. So they've gone for Valorous for a divination. My saga doesn't do anything. My lands don't do anything. I don't really want to crack this bauble. I'm just going to play Workshop, play another Crucible, attack for 4. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand. 7 cards in hand, sorry. They drew 2 cards last turn. I can't make a token anymore, but I do get to resolve the saga. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in more Disruptor Flutes then to name on Dress down. That could quite definitely be a play that I'm supposed to make. Fragmentize target's Vexing Bauble. Okay, well we'll just draw our card then. I get a Null Rod, which looks fine. This deck's cool that our opponent's playing, isn't it? Here come all the stuffs. A great many things. Enter play, but none of them massively relevant in that spot. I'm going to resolve my saga. I think I'm going to get a Shadow Spear. I'd like to equip my Shadow Spear. This could elicit a. It could have got a dress down out of the opponent, but the opponent now can't dress us down. They've got 5 cards in hand. I've only got lands to play, right? So I guess I should just roll out the saga. Just keep the tutor train going. We'll play a Null Rod. Our opponent may dislike that. But this keeps my guy alive around a dress down now, so that's quite cool. Null Rod's gone. And we'll attack for 5 life linking. Opponent forced to wait, we go to 19. And yeah, good. Opponent's control, lose hexproof and indestructible. Opponent's got Saga, that Saga can't make tokens, remember. But they have got 67 mana. But it's back to us. I've got a Wasteland. My Saga ticks up. I'm just going to Wasteland the opponent's, I guess, Academy. Maybe I'm supposed to set post-combat. Opponent goes to 3. If this hits, right, they've got some costs to pay. What the hell was that? Oh, plow my guy. Okay. Okay. So next time I've got to Wasteland this Saga unless they walk into the kill. No, it's back to me. I draw on a Golos, that's quite cool. We'll float the mana off the Urza Saga. And we'll go and get, I guess, just Soul Ring. We'll play Wasteland from the bin. I'll Wasteland their Academy, build their Saga. Wasteland their Academy last turn, and then we'll play Golos. Golos gets force pitching Tinker. Wow. Had Tinker in their hand. I wonder why we didn't cast Tinker that turn. Okay, it's gone to their end step, and we're going to get their last land out of them. Oh, in our end step. In their end step, we've got a Dress Down. Okay. In Eric's end step, they play Dress Down. Fine. I play Wasteland. I Wasteland your Tundra. And then we'll just play the Sphere. They play another Force, pitching Force. Opponent's at 6. And this is one of those games where I feel like it's just ticking down to the point where they either do something exceptionally busted, which they have to do soon, or I'm just going to be able to slowly convert this with the Inventor's Fair in a moment. They've got a Lotus, that's good. And they pass the turn, okay. I'd love to draw a Null Rod. Draw a Golos. What if I just go Inventor's Fair? Crack Inventor's Fair. Rod you, the game ends. Sounds about right, doesn't it? I think that's right. This could be a Force of Will, this one card in their hand. That's why they deployed the Lotus. Or they deploying the Lotus to play around the Vexing Baubles. But I'm going to choose a Rod here. The double Stow Rain is really good. And then it doesn't take much to win from that spot, right? Yeah, I won't have a Shadow Spear, but, you know, who cares? I think it looks good. Okay, so Inventor's Fair goes off. Norod goes to hand. Norod goes to the stack. Over to the opponent to discuss how good Norod is. And if they've got Force of Will, then we're going to kill their Lotus with this Norod. And they'll have no coloured mana. And then if they don't have Force of Will, and they don't have a response to this, then they'll die. That's roughly where I'm at. And if they've got Hercule's Recall to bounce all my stuff, then I can just go Soaring Rod. And they'll be dead. Yeah, opponent agrees. So, cool games, cool little day out with shops there. I think the deck's good. I like the Disruptor Fluke, that was actually kind of impressive, wasn't it? Just as a card in a number of different spots. I'm not sure if there's a specific point we're supposed to be bringing it in, or if it's just you bring it in as the catch-all like we did. We named Oko, we named Lurus, we named something else, I can't remember. But yeah, cool league, Norod powerful. We lost to the 2 other colourless decks that we faced. They were a bit more aggressive than we were, and our spheres are bad in that matchup. So maybe that's just like a factor that you have to consider. If you're expecting a bit more of the aggressive shops decks, maybe you need to match them in that arena and keep hold of your null rods for other matchups. But anyway, cool stuff. Catch you again.